Good morning, good afternoon. Hi, everyone. I'm just, give me a couple of minutes while everybody's logging in here. And I just came out of one meeting and going into this one. So just give me 2 minutes while everybody gets settled. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, hi, hi. Come on in, everybody. Just get settled. Give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Michelle, Delaney. Is it Mary or Mari? And
Hi.
Fiona. Welcome.
How are you?
Excellent. Thank you. How is everyone? Feel free. You're welcome to turn your camera on or leave it off, whatever floats your boat. Can everybody hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay. So, quick introduction for anybody who doesn't know me. My name is Virginia Maskell Fantasia. I am a meditation and mindset coach, energy healer, and spiritual mentor. So, what brings me here is mainly meditation is my passion. I just really feel like the world should meditate. If the world meditated, it would just be such a better place, right? So, but what I found because of what and how I showed up and got into meditation is that a lot of people overthink it and don't get started because of those, whether limiting beliefs or whatever, right? I feel like I'm sitting in the dark. Give me 1 second. I'm going to turn a light on here so it doesn't seem so dark. That's a little better. Hello. So so what I wanted to do was just share this little bit of information about meditation, what it's done for me, and hopefully help you start on that path to creating your own meditation practice. So I thought I'd start off with leading a meditation. So first of all, um, do you guys have a meditation practice of your own? Kind of, sort of? Yeah, you're okay. So and that's okay. So I guess that's the thing is we just need to commit and really get into that meditation and stuff like that because it in itself you are healing. You are healing your body. You are healing your emotion. You are healing so many things when you do meditation. So what I do and how I started was I committed to 15 to 20 minutes 2 times a day. So when I meditate, and that for me was huge, and I'll get into um, why that it took me many years before I actually committed to that. But 2 times a day. So as soon as I wake up in the morning, no, before electronics, before any of that, I just prop myself up in my bed, my pillows, and I just sit and I go into that quiet space and I connect and for 15 minutes. And then I get up and and I go and do the rest of my stuff, and then I start checking emails and and that kind of stuff. But so as soon as I wake up in the morning, that's my start to my day. And it really is a beautiful start to the day, because when I meditate, I go into my mindfulness. So I bring myself into the room and into the moment. And then just focusing on my breath, I drop down into that place of meditation. And then after I finish my meditation, then I lead into gratitude, or I guide myself into gratitude. And I think of things that I'm grateful for, a few things. It can be one thing, it can be 10, whatever works for you. And then from there, I lead myself into a manifestation. So I think of something in my day or in my life, a big goal or a big dream that I'm working towards, and I see it as if it's already done. So I focus on the end and I see it I'm very visual. So I create that beautiful visual of however it looks when it's finished, what the achievement feels like, and all the emotions surrounding that. And then and then I just kind of come back to, I finish off, and then that's it. And I go on about my day. But what I've found is by doing that, it it's just such a game changer. I mean, it starts my day off in this beautiful, centered and balanced place. So I'm not, how you're late for work, or you're like, oh crap, and you're rushing to get out the door and whatever. I take that, even if I have to shorten it down and I can't do 20 minutes and I can only do 10, I take my 10 minutes, because it's just rebalance, recenter, and then start your day out from a better place. So that's when I do my first meditation. And then my second meditation, I kind of let my body judge. But typically it was after lunch or around lunchtime. So if I was on a lunch break, I would take my 15, 20 minutes of my lunch break and just go and sit, find that quiet space for myself and do my meditation. Now, I've been doing this now for about 4 years, every day, and I schedule it. To this day, I still have that come up on my calendar, on my phone, and it reminds me to meditate every morning and every afternoon. And not that I don't remember, because oftentimes my body tells me now, like, oh, after lunch, you kind of get that little, I could really use a nap. And instead of that nap, I take my 15, 20 minutes and I go and I sit and I meditate. And that is like having a 2-hour nap. I am energized, I am ready, I am clear, I am focused, and I'm ready to get back into working whatever it is I'm working on, or doing fun things, whatever that is, right? It just rebalances you and resets you into that, recharged and ready to go. I typically like to keep my second meditation before dinner, because I find at when I start going too late after dinner, sometimes I get energy, right? Like, you figure if I do a meditation in the morning and I do a meditation in the afternoon, it's that little kick of energy and that little boost of okay, I got some kick in my step. I'm going to finish this afternoon off, and it's going to be great. And sometimes I find in the evenings, if I do that meditation after dinner, I get another burst of energy. And now I'm up until midnight, 1 a.m. And you know what I mean? And not that I don't catch up, but that's really, I don't really want to be up until midnight, 1 a.m. I'm kind of a 10-11 kind of a girl. I stick to a pretty good schedule. So yeah, so that's why I kind of suggest in the afternoon. But again, once you start doing it and being consistent with it, listen to your body, because that connection to your body, your physical body, will also increase over time as you get to doing it more frequently, because you become in tune with your body. You become in tune with the feelings and you get to know, uh, you know, oh, I'm feeling a little sluggish, or you're working on a project and it's like, oh, I just can't get this one thing that I was working on, and why can't I get that? I know it, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Take a break, take a minute, and just go and meditate. And when you do that meditation, you come back again balanced, clear, ready to jump back into it again, ready to jump back into whatever your tasks are for the afternoon. And it just gives you a fresh start. So that's my recommendation on creating a meditation practice. And I mentioned it earlier, I schedule it. So to to be committed, I make myself an appointment. So I have an appointment with myself to meditate. So meditating as soon as I get up in the morning is an appointment that I do not miss. I commit to it, I do not miss it. Like I said, if I have to dial it down and go to 5 or 10 minutes instead of 15 to 20, due to circumstances and whatever, then so be it. But I do not miss. It is a number one thing that I do when I wake up in the morning. So it's really about choosing to make that commitment to yourself and making that appointment and making you a priority, right? So then the afternoon one, it's scheduled too. On my phone, I have a lot of things on my phone. Those are those reminders that keep coming up. You need to do what works for you. For me, it's on my phone, but other people, I mean, I have a day timer also, but I don't always look at that, but on my phone, I'm always looking at. So that's why I find that's kind of the easiest place for me to schedule. And then in the afternoon, it comes up, and okay, yeah, it pops up on my computer, it pops up on my phone, and it says meditate. Well, at 1 o'clock, I'm still feeling pretty good. I'm in the middle of something. I'm going to finish this, and then I'm going to go and meditate. And other times it pops up and it's like, oh my gosh, yes, I totally need to meditate. So, but it's important to schedule it, because even though I've been doing this for 4 years now, and you get busy doing things. Sometimes you get engrossed in whatever it is you're working on, and sometimes you truly forget. Time gets away from you, and all of a sudden it's 5 o'clock, and where did the day go? So scheduling it is really, really important, and in my opinion, the number one thing that you can do for yourself to make your practice a consistent practice. But it's about you making that choice and making that commitment and scheduling it for you as an important appointment for you. So I thought I would lead us through a little meditation. I do have a healing and transformation through meditation program that I do. And the first 15 days of that program is me going live on a Zoom call every morning and leading a meditation, and just kind of being your accountability buddy, right? Like, just we all show up and we do the meditation. And if you can't show up at the particular time, then you can use that recording, for your next morning when you wake up, or your afternoon meditation. Just kind of to give you the guidance. And the idea of the 15 days in a row is to help you create that habit and the flow of how the meditation, how I'm leading it, and maybe how you want to lead yourself through it. So it's about you committing and getting into the practice and creating that consistency, and then allowing the meditation to flow in the way that it flows for each individual, because it's about making it our own and what's important to us. Okay. So I'm just going to turn off my camera, and I'm just going to lead us in a little meditation, and kind of give you a taste of what that would look like on a daily basis, and how you can use this same method to guide yourself, right? So just get comfortable. I recommend when you're doing meditation that you sit in a seated position with your back supported, but your head free. So I say that because this opening this channel allows for more flow, easier flow. And it actually, if you're laying down, you're right on that borderline in that theta state to drop into that delta state, which is sleep. So when you're sitting up and your back is supported, but your head is free, you're still allowing that flow of energy. But it feels like you're getting into that delta state, but you're not. You're staying in that theta state and that really yummy, juicy, delicious meditation state. So find yourself, if you can, and hopefully nobody's driving, because that's not a good idea to do it now. Find yourself in a nice, comfortable seated position with your back supported and your head free. Okay, so let's just get comfy. I'm just going to turn off my camera. Okay, so now I just want you to take a couple of deep breaths and just really focusing on the breath and relaxing, bringing yourself into the moment where you are now, thinking of the most prevalent thing you hear. What is the most prevalent thing you smell? What is the most prevalent thing you taste? And what do you feel? Is it a blanket? Is it the seat up against your leg? And just relaxing, coming into the moment, focusing on your breath. With every inhale, feeling the breath coming in, expanding your lungs, your heart, your chest. And with every exhale, you're relaxing, melting down. And on the inhale, expanding. And with every exhale, relaxing, softening, melting. And just whenever there's noises in the background, just allow them to go and bring your focus back to your breath. Just relaxing. It's okay to have thoughts. Just let them go. You can come back to them later. Bring your focus back to your breath. Just relaxing. Allow the thoughts to go. Come back to the breath. And just allow the distractions. Let them go. And come back to your breath. Relaxing, softening. And then we're just going to sit in this beautiful, peaceful space, just relaxing and breathing, focusing on our breath. You're just going to stay in this quiet space and relax. And as I say, allow the distractions, just let them go and come back to your breath. Whenever you feel something taking you away, come back to your breath. Just continue to breathe and relax. Continuing to relax. Breathe. Softening. Melting. Coming back to your breath. And just continue with this for a couple more minutes. And just continuing to breathe, coming back to the breath. And now I invite you to think of some things in your life that you're grateful for. And just spend a minute or so just thinking about all the beautiful things, how they make you feel, and sending them a little bit of happy energy and gratitude while you're thinking about them. And just spend a minute here just thinking and floating through that gratitude. And now I invite you to think about a goal or something you're working towards. Maybe it's something at work, a meeting, or a beautiful big dream that you are working towards, something that you want in your life. And I invite you to visualize that achievement as if it's already done. What does that look like? Are there celebrations? Are there specific people with you? Just think about what that feels like, that accomplishment. Just really feel into the emotion around that completion. And just spend a minute here, just really feeling into that, celebrating that excellent accomplishment. And then I invite you to come back to your breath, taking a deep breath in, releasing, breathing in, and when you exhale, releasing that energy all the way down through your legs, out your feet, and into the ground. And breathing in, and the exhale, relaxing, letting that energy out, and breath running all the way down your legs and out your feet and into the ground. Wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, stretching or moving if you feel the need. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Two seconds, guys. I just have to go let the dogs back in. Apologies, but that was a very good distraction that showed up for you guys there. 2 seconds, I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, we lost Mary. Okay, well, that's all right. Had to go. So, how was that for everybody? If you're not in a position to come back on camera, that's totally okay. If you want to type something in the chat, yeah, that was good for you. Good, awesome, awesome.
I was able to do it successfully with you guiding, and I actually enjoyed it and found it really relaxing. But when I'm doing my meditation by myself, I can usually only last about like 5 to 8 minutes. So I just wondered if that's typical or if there's anything I can do to help.
You know what? I think that if 5 to 8 minutes is working for you and getting yourself into the chair, then keep doing what you're doing. When you do, so with me leading, I'm just trying to think, is there, what makes it difficult for you to stay in that quiet place?
Well, I get really distracted and impatient. I have ADHD, so it's really hard for me to just um, sit there
Yeah.
and I'm doing better. Like it's a skill you have to practice, obviously. And I've just started meditating recently as a part of a recovery journey that I'm on. So it's obviously a practice, but I think when someone's leading me, like it keeps my attention a bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And what you can try, are you a good, like a visualizer? Like, are you good at visualizing things and stuff?
Yeah, I'm a visual person, I would say.
Okay. So here's a thought to try. And first of all, don't beat yourself up. 5 to 8 minutes is better than no minutes. So totally just roll with it. Like if that's what you can do and you can commit
Okay.
to that and doing it twice a day, just keep doing what you're doing. It's totally okay, because again, it's about making the practice your own. It's neither right nor wrong. It's about making it your own. And if that's what works for you, then just keep on doing it. Okay. It will come,
Okay.
I feel, in time. It will come when you feel the need to stay in there and just kind of relax. And for me, sometimes that feels like I'm having that nap. I'm not a napper for starters, but for me, meditation is like that. It's that feeling of that such wonderful relaxation that I get from it. So it will come if that's exactly what you need. So yeah, you're doing great. So no worries there. What I might suggest for you to try is when you're practicing. So say you're starting on your breathing, right? And you're focusing on your breath and you're kind of coming down into that theta state, because that's essentially where you're trying to bring yourself to. You're relaxing yourself down so that you can come down into that theta state. So you're relaxing in your breathing, and sometimes some people, they get into that space and it feels dark. It feels kind of lonely and boring, and like you said, and then because it's kind of boring in there and it's dark, then you're like, oh, what have I forgot to write that on my grocery list, or oh shoot, I gotta switch the laundry, or like, and that's totally normal. So that's why I often was saying, come back to your breath.
Right.
And so you can use, create a mantra, a word for yourself. So breath, it can be breathe. And so even though those thoughts, I kind of see my thoughts sometimes as clouds kind of floating through my visual. And so if all of a sudden that thought comes in like, oh, I got to pick up cat food, I'll be like, breathe. Think of that mantra word, or think of that word that's bringing you back to your focus. Okay. And the other thing is,
Okay.
um, try and create, is there a special place in nature that maybe you like to go? Like, is there a special place, and maybe it's not a real place, it's something that you imagine and create in your mind's eye. So when you're breathing and you're relaxing, you can almost visualize yourself going on a walk to this place. Maybe it's in the jungle, maybe it's in the forest, maybe it's sitting on a beautiful beach. Whatever that is, visualize yourself journeying to that special place, and you get there and you relax. So you're sitting on the beach, and your focus can be about creating that place, right? So you can be creating that sound in your mind of the ocean coming in and out, or the wind flowing through the trees, or the clouds zipping by, the wind is strong, or the smell of the waterfall, and the sounds of the birds. You that can kind of be your focus on creating that special space that's just for you, that nobody else is allowed to come to. And you create that space in your mind to kind of, and then you just sit there and you just relax in it and just enjoy it and take it in. And that might help you stay in that space, because it's giving you something to focus on. So just because meditation is basically a relaxed focus. So you just need that right thing to focus on. And again, not that 5 to 8 minutes is a bad thing. It's perfect. If that's what's working for you, like I said, keep doing it. But if you want to stay in there a little bit longer, then either pick a mantra word, or and I had some students that they chose when we were coming into 2021, what is your word for the year? Like, some people chose balanced, some people chose healthy, some people choose love. I mean, whatever that word is, and it can be as simple as just breathe. And just that's just your mantra, that's your word, and that's what you come back to. So again, when you see your mantra kind of float in, not that it's like beating the crap out of your other thoughts, it's just like kind of like, no, I don't need you anymore, and come back to that mantra. Or the other example would be come back to your special place, that visual place that you can go to, that helps you to just to sit in that word. Michelle says, yes, her word of the year is boundaries. Bingo. So come back to that, and you can use that as your word, that you're coming back to when you need to regain your focus and just let go of your thoughts. It's not that you're ever going to stop yourself from thinking, because that is never going to happen. It's just changing your focus. So however that works for you, whether it's a mantra, whether it's creating that visual space, whatever and however that works for you, just use that. Does that help?
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. So I've got some notes here I'll just run through. So some of the misconceptions of meditation. So although meditation has ties to many different religious teachings, meditation itself is less about the religion and more about altering consciousness, finding awareness, and connecting with peace. Another misconception, I don't have time. That was my belief. My belief was, a little bit about my background. So I'm just transitioning back to Canada. My husband and I have been living in Panama for the last 8 years. And that was kind of part of my healing journey and growth and everything like that. And, but prior to that, I was in the corporate world, running my own business, general manager of the operations, and 4 teenagers living at home, took care of my mom full time. I was like, and people were saying, you should meditate, you should meditate. And I was like, well, I can't, I don't have time. So realistically though, you actually gain time when you are doing your meditation regularly. You actually are more thorough in the things that you do, and you seem to actually create more time for yourself. It's bizarre, but awesome all at the same time. Another misconception, meditations need to be long, like hours at a time, to be effective. And no, it's totally a misconception. I mean, if you want to sit there for an hour, you go right ahead. If that feels good for you, do it. But you just need to be focused enough to sit there for 5 to 20 minutes is really all that comes down to. Another misconception, a lot of people say it's hard, or I don't think I'm doing it right. We're overthinking it. And that's why I said to you, don't overthink 5 to 8 minutes. If that's what feels right to you right now, then just keep doing it. It will get better in whatever better is for you. It's neither right nor wrong. The other misconception, I can't clear my mind. And my answer to that, you're right. You can't. Okay. And you're not expected to. And so all you're really doing, and I mentioned this before, in meditation is a relaxed focus. So, and then a lot of problems that people run into is it must be quiet or free from distractions. And now what I say to that is it's really about using those distractions to your benefit and allow you space to drop down even for 5 minutes, earbuds in, unplug, and before you know it, the noise will disappear. So the dogs on cue, right? When we're trying to come down into that, nice comfy space, and my dogs see something out the window and they bark. And that's an example of just, it's shocking at first, when you have a distraction come into your quiet space, and you just kind of have to breathe, come back to your word. It's not the end of the world. They're barking at something. It's totally fine. You know what I mean? Come back to your breath, come back to your visual, whatever it is. So it's practice. It's practicing coming back to that word or visual or whatever, and allowing the distractions to happen. And as soon as you do that, and you just allow them to happen, it's exactly that. It just sounds like it just disappears, and it's all good. So then I've got here some notes on different styles of meditation. And again, because it's not just my way on how I do meditation. I mean, I'm here to offer insight and guidance on how I do it and what works for me, and maybe some other tips and tricks that you can try to make it work for you. Um, but in the end, there's all kinds of things that many of us don't realize that we do or can do that are meditative and that put us in a meditative state. One thing that you might want to try is a meditation candle, and just lighting a candle. And because you know how, if you have a fire, if you're out at a campfire, and how many people have you looked around the campfire and watched people just staring at the flames? That is super meditative, right? Like you get caught up in the flames, and it's just, again, it's that relaxed focus. So light a candle and put it in front of you and get into that relaxed space and just stare into the flame and just come into that relaxed state, breathing, finding your breath, and doing that exact same thing, and only using the flame as kind of your focus, right? Walking meditation. This is something that I've led some retreats, and back before when we could all actually visit one another, and um, the we would do a walking meditation. And I liked this, especially if there was something that I was working through. Maybe I had some questions on something, or some challenges kind of arose, business, personal, whatever. And it was kind of like, how am I working this out? What's this? I'm not sure what to do next, or whatever, or what's holding me back. That was a big one that used to come up. So I would take my journal, and I would think about that thing that maybe I wanted to let go of, so something, say I'm, like I said, something holding us back. And so this was something that we would do on the retreat. If there was an emotion, or, maybe something from the past that you feel is holding you back from stepping into whatever's next for you, for your sake, Delaney, on your healing journey, right? Whatever, is there something that's maybe holding you back? So write down a few questions around that. I mean, and they don't have to be, anything. It can just be as simple of identifying it, and why you're ready to let that go. And you can use this and sculpt it into however it works for you. And then what I do is I write those questions down, and then I go out into nature. So often in Panama, it was pretty easy because I lived in the jungle. So it was easy enough to just go out and head out onto a trail and just go walking, and you're in the middle of the jungle, and it was, beautiful in itself. But you can do that anywhere, go on a trail, go on a hike. And it doesn't matter, if you live in the city and it's got to be on the main road, it is what it is. Work with what you've got. You're still outside. I think that nature and the fresh air and the trees and all of that around us just supports this in itself. But go into this meditation, walking meditation, as a silent meditation. So even if you're with some friends or family, it's a silent meditation. You've got your journal, you've written out your questions or things that you're going to answer and you're going to let go of. And often I use the jungle or the forest, because whatever I'm going to let go of, I'm going to leave there. And when I come out of the forest or I come out of the jungle, Mother Nature is taking that and transmuting that back into the earth, and that's no longer with me. I'm letting that go. It's kind of the process of just allowing and letting it go. So when you go on your walking meditation, you got your journal, you got your questions, you're ready to go. So then it's silence, and then it's no talking. So the whole time, you know what it is that you're working to let go of, and you're going to deal with that when you get in there. But the whole time you're walking, you aren't focusing on that thing you're letting go of. You're focusing on the here and the now, the present moment. So go through all of your senses. What do I smell? What do I hear? What do I see? And really focus on nature and focus on the things that are around you. I think we don't take enough time sometimes to do that in our day, and we can really be amazed. And I personally learned this from living in the jungle, because I'm not a bug person. I'm just not. And but I found when I changed my the way I looked at it, instead of looking at it as, oh, it's a bug, it became, I lived in the jungle. So guess what, sister? You better get used to bugs. I mean, they're just there. You have no choice. So I had to change the way and my whole mindset around it, so that when I took that time to just walk around, although yes, that gecko or that lizard, suddenly running beside me still might have startled me, I was just like, cool, look at the colors of that. Or, wow, that is such an amazing creature. What is that? There was a lot of what is that in the jungle, actually. But so it's about going into that nature walk, on that walking meditation of just being present and spending that 10, 15, 20 minutes walk and getting to a place where you can sit. So the whole time you're walking, you're just enjoying the here, the now, the sounds, the smells, the everything around you. And then you get to a bench, or you get to that place where you're just going to sit in nature. And now you're going to open your journal, and you're going to answer those questions that you have set out for yourself, the purpose of your releasing and whatever you're in there to let go of. So you're going to answer that question. What is it that's holding me back? What is it? Just allow yourself to write it, and know that this is just for you. It's not to show anybody, it's just to relax and release and let go, and writing all that out. And then ending that with, how do I want to feel, right? Or how do I want to see this? Or what do I want to have show up in my life? Whatever, depending on what it is that you're working with. And then just taking that, and then often what I'll do, and it depends on where you're doing this meditation, but I'll just have a lighter with me, and I will light that on fire, and we'll just say, I'm transmuting this that's holding me back, and I'm releasing it to nature. And so I'll burn it. I'll burn the paper. If you're near a water source, you can put it in the water and have it float, or you can bury it in the ground, if that's easier. And if you're not in a position where you can do any of those things, then just feel into that's what you are doing, and you can always finish that up when you get back to your house or back to an area that you can. But just write that down and know and feel that you're releasing that to Mother Nature. And then start your journey out of the forest or out of the jungle or wherever you're walking, and you're walking back to your home or back to your starting place. And just know and release and feel. You wrote all that out. You wrote out, I am leaving this in nature. Thank you, Mother Nature, for taking this for me. Thank you for transmuting this. I no longer need this. This no longer serves me in my life. I am ready to step into my what's next. And just with every step coming out of that forest, you're releasing and leaving that behind you. So again, focusing on your way out, the senses. What do I smell? What do I feel? What do I hear? And all those senses as you come out. So that in itself can be a very healing and meditative journey, because it has a purpose behind it. The other thing too is, you don't have to do any kind of healing or letting go or any of that. You can just do that walk into Mother Nature, and just a walking meditation and being silent. And again, bringing your focus back to the here and the now. So when you have those distractions, you're like, what do I smell? What do I hear? What do I see? What do I feel? What do I taste? Go through all of your senses and just keep coming back to that. And then again, when you walk out, you know, you're not only feeling better because you've just done some exercise, you're in nature, you're getting the fresh air and everything like that, but you've done that quiet stillness with yourself and allowed yourself time to just kind of rebalance and recenter. The other different style of meditation is a journal meditation. So the walking meditation and the journal meditation, as I've just explained, can work well together. The other time that I use a journal meditation is um, often, again, when if I'm just looking for the answers on something, I'm not quite sure, you know, maybe I've got a couple of different paths ahead of me or a couple of choices that I could make. And, you know, I'm not quite sure which one feels right. And so I'm really taking my time to kind of feel into that and decide what I want to do or what direction I want to go. So in that case, I'll go into just a regular meditation like we just led, and you're just relaxing and coming into. And so as I'm going into that meditation, I'm asking that question. I'm throwing that question out there to the universe. What is it? What is it that is for my best and highest good right now? What is it between these two things? You know, and again, you can use this on anything. I'm just kind of giving an example of that. You know, or what is my next steps? What can I do today to make a difference? Or, you know, whatever. And so I go into that as I'm breathing, I'm asking that question, right? I'm throwing that out there. What do I need? What can I do? What is next? What feels good? What's for my highest and best good? And then I just continue to drop down into that theta state and just relax and let that go. So that's one of those thoughts. You've said it, you brought it up, you've thrown it out there, let that go. And now sometimes when you're in that meditation, excuse me, you will get an answer. You will all of a sudden have a thought come in that is really strong about one particular direction, or you see, some people see a visual of them doing this particular thing. So, and that's wonderful if that happens, but it doesn't have to happen. It doesn't happen to everybody. But you've asked that question, you've come down into that theta state, you're relaxing, you're doing your meditation, and then just do the same thing like your regular meditation. So if we're going to go finish the meditation and you're going to go into gratitude, you go through your gratitude, and then you're going to go into your manifestation and you're going to see whatever that goal is as if it's done. And then you're going to finish that and come out of your meditation, and you are immediately going to pick up your book and you're going to ask that question or write down that question that you asked going into your meditation, and just start writing. Just start writing. And sometimes you're actually writing, and this has happened to me, as I go in with one question that I think I want the answer to, but my higher self has actually decided that there's something else that I need to deal with before that. So I've actually had it where I've been journaling, and I'm journaling about something else that I had on my plate, or something else that maybe I needed to let go of. And it had nothing to do with the question that I asked. And again, it's totally okay. It's neither right nor wrong. It's what I needed from me, because I took that, 15 minutes to sit down and check in and get quiet with myself and allow the answers to come in, right? So yeah, journaling is a really excellent way to just to kind of tune in with whatever you're looking for an answer on, or some direction on, and stuff like that, and just go with whatever it is. And don't be disappointed if it doesn't show up in the way that you think it should. Like I say, it is just what you need at that point in time. It's neither right nor wrong. Another type of meditation is listening to binary beats. Have you guys ever listened to binary beats? YouTube, great. Google binary beats. I'll type it in the chat just so you know how to spell it. if you're ever in I find binary beats very soothing, because it's at that hertz level, that our body energetically jives with, right? So it can settle your nervous system and kind of just settle you down. So sometimes that is also something that you can try, just to relax yourself, just to sit quiet and play some binary beats. That can be your focus. Just like we said, how you can pick a mantra, pick a word, pick a visualization, you can also turn on some binary beats in the background as that focus to kind of listen to and just relax and follow the rhythm of it. And that can be very helpful as well. And then there's guided meditations. I mean, I'm sure we've all done it. You go to YouTube and you just type in guided meditations and see what shows up. And that is equally wonderful too. I just recommend that you get to know who it is that you're listening to. Because we all have an energetic, it's how we show up, right? And energetically, and an intention behind our energy. So I mean, I'd love to think that everybody in the world has the best intentions ever, right? But sometimes that's not always how it is. So I just invite you to be choosy on what meditations you listen to, and because get to know the person that's doing the meditation, and that they are aligned with who you are and what you feel, and that's the only thing I have to say about guided meditations. But there are truly some beautiful meditations out there, so don't let that dissuade you. If it's what helps you, get your butt in the chair, then do it. So, and then the other thing is moving meditation. Okay. So yoga is a form of meditation. You can do yoga and get into that very meditative. Yeah, that's Michelle likes yoga. One for me that I have really gotten hooked onto is Qigong. Qigong. I'm going to type it because for whatever reason, my brain is not spelling and typing. There. Qigong. Oh my gosh. Qigong. It's like and I don't know Tai Chi, but to me, it's a combination of Tai Chi and it's really about just moving the energy. And holy smokes, I love it. You know how sometimes, even though I've done my morning meditation and, maybe it's just been a busy morning, but I'm feeling kind of, my back is a little bit sore, or my shoulders are a little bit tight. I just go and I'm actually learning Qigong, to be able to teach it. But for now, I just go on and follow a guided Qigong, and it is incredible. So I invite you to try it, even just once, and pay attention to how your body and your energy feels before you start, and again afterwards. Wow. I mean, it is so beautiful. The energy is just flowing. It's like a pick me up. If I had any tension or anything in my back or in my shoulders, I just feel so much more relaxed and released. It's really a beautiful, beautiful way. Michelle says, would working with singing bowls fall under this category? Absolutely. Very meditative, right? It's anything that, again, what is meditation? It's a relaxed focus. So what is it? Knitting can be meditative, right? It's a relaxed focus. Doing gardening, relaxed focus. So again, we often kind of can compartmentalize what meditation is supposed to be. And although that's how it started for me, as just committing to that, 15 minutes, 2 times a day, it has grown into so much more, because it just becomes a part of your life. And so you find ways to work that in however that works for your life, right? So then a little bit on the history and the meaning of meditation. So different styles of meditation. I recommend play with them all and just find what works for you. As I was saying, knitting can be meditative, gardening can be meditative. Qigong is a beautiful style of meditation using flowing movements and standing meditation pose. Meditation is believed to have started in India. It dates back to 1500 year BCE, meaning before Christ or before the Common Era. It's stemming from Vedic schools in India, and the exact date of meditation's origin is actually unknown, but many scholars and archaeologists agree that it's been around for about 5,000 years. So then between 600 to 500 BCE, meditation developed in Taoist, sorry, I don't do well with that word, China and Buddhist India, and then all practices seem to have evolved from there. So when I did a little, meaning of meditation here too, on good old Wikipedia. Meditation is a practice where an individual uses a technique such as mindfulness or focusing the mind on a particular object, thought, or activity to train attention and awareness and achieve a mentally clear and emotionally calm and stable state. Scholars have found meditation elusive to define, as practices vary both between traditions and within them. Meditation is practiced in numerous religious traditions. The earliest records of meditation are found in the Vedas, and meditation exerts a salient role in the contemplative repertoire of Hinduism and Buddhism. Since the 19th century, Asian meditative techniques have spread to other cultures, especially in the West, where they have also found application in non-spiritual contexts such as business and health. Meditation can significantly reduce stress, anxiety, depression, and pain, and enhance peace, perception, self-concept, and well-being. Research is ongoing to better understand the effects of meditation on health, psychological, neurological, and cardiovascular, and other areas. And that's just bang on. And it's one of those things that I wish I knew then that what I know now. I wish, 30 years ago, I had understood how beneficial meditation is to just relieving stress. I spent myself a lot of years in fight or flight and without really realizing it. So had I understood or had a better understanding of meditation at that time, I think I would have maybe averted some of the health things that I went through because I was able to release that stuff. And I believe a lot of that illness that I journeyed through was big time stress. Michelle's got here, art for me is hugely meditative. I work with paint and clay. Yes, see, that's exactly it. So think of, clay on a wheel, and that, I can picture it in my head, and that moving and that shaping, and that, how meditative is that? Yes, beautiful, right? I love that. And art, same thing. Sometimes doing a meditation, you could almost use that as a journaling. Do a meditation on what do I want to create, or how do I want to show up, or, whatever, and do a meditation. And then you finish your meditation, you come out into your art piece and say, show on paper, how am I supposed to show up here? And then just start painting. And how beautiful that would be, because that's coming from that centered and balanced place, right? So sorry, I just need a drink here. So now my notes on why meditate. By investing in yourself for 15 minutes, 2 times a day, you can change your outlook on life and how you choose to show up in the world. Creating that inner connection also helps you to connect to that inner peace. The more you do that, the more you can bring and allow that peace to be with you in the rest of your day. You will increase performance. More at peace allows clearer thoughts, better sleep, and less stress. That's all part of meditation benefits. That was a big thing for me, right? I talked about releasing stress, and I wish I had known that in the time when I was in that super stress corporate world, 4 kids at home, taking care of my mom, trying to juggle everything. I wish I had have had that time and space to know that I had that time and space to drop down anytime I wanted. Meditation allowed me to refill my cup and to show up as the person that I want to be in the world, and allowed me to understand that I don't have to shut myself off from people who need me. I can channel that beautiful peace and love that I connect with in meditation to those who need help or guidance, and then my cup is always full. So, because stress and the world and the things that we can go through, I personally, I would come in the door at night and I just would shut the door, like, I'm done for the day. Y'all have just sucked the life out of me. And I used to say that a lot, and I don't anymore. I'm grateful for that. And that's what I mean by showing up, even though it might be a busy and a stressful day. And even though I love sharing and helping people and giving and showing up and being a guidance where I need it and whatever. But when you're verbalizing that they're sucking the life out of you, then, there's something wrong with this picture. So I had to get back to that place, and meditation was that for me. So that consistency in my practice allowed me to just always kind of come from, and does allow me to come from that centered place. So maybe somebody who kind of triggered me before, or they would say things and, it kind of set you off. It no longer has that effect on me. I am able to maintain that balanced place, in that centered place, and I'm able to respond to that person now instead of reacting to that person. So it's huge in helping with that. Delaney says, I have a physical disability, but apparently you can do Qigong in a wheelchair too. Yes, you can. Yes. Yes, that's the spirit. So yeah, it's really about just showing up, and again, coming into life from this centered and beautiful place. And don't get me wrong, I still freak out. I still, sometimes somebody still pisses me off, and I might still respond in a not so love and light kind of way. We are human after all. Again, don't beat yourself up. But I'm quick now to come back to that. And I'm quick now to come into that moment and see how I just showed up. And I'm quick to recognize that I don't like that. That's not who I am. And that, so I'm quick to be able to come back to that place of balance and center, and quick to say, oh, that wasn't very nice, or I'm really sorry that didn't come out like I intended, or, whatever. Right. And that's all we can do. Right. We're still human after all. So, so yes. And then, my big plus was it relieves stress. And it's like, and for me, it's like an opportunity to restart anytime I want. So if you feel like you're having a bad day, I just go and take, if all I've got is 5 minutes, and take 5 minutes. It's my restart. It's my reconnect. It's my recenter. Okay, I got this. Let's go back out there, right? Or when you've had that moment, if somebody just pissed you off, you maybe didn't handle it so well, take 5 minutes, walk away, come in, check in. Okay, release that, relax, go back, then come back at it again, right? It's recenter, restart your day anytime you want. And then this is a great analogy that I learned from one of my meditation coaches, is don't get caught up on, the meditation, like I got to get better at meditating, or because I'm doing it wrong, or, whatever. And it's not about that. We meditate to get good at life, not to get good at meditation. So just remember that that's the end goal. That's what you're trying to get to. You're getting good at life. You're just getting better at showing up in a better way, right? Instead of getting good at meditation, that will just come. It just will. It just has to be consistent. That's all. So then, of course, the benefits, stress relief, huge. Number one, stress relief, big, huge thing. So, and then increase mental energy and clarity. Again, you will, when you're doing that work and you take that 10 minutes, 15 minutes in the afternoon, walk away from your desk or whatever it is, your art, whatever it is that you're working with, go and meditate and come back. Your focus is clearer. You just feel better. You will benefit your physical health and you will heal over time. And this is where I've expanded into now, is using meditation as a way to help people heal. And because we really have the power to heal ourselves. So helping people to learn how to heal themselves and use that meditation in that way. But even if you do nothing else than just meditate 15 minutes 2 times a day, you will automatically over time be healing yourself. You just will, because it's releasing. Everything has to come up and out. Those emotions that we had when we were 2 years old are tucked in there somewhere. The emotions and the anger or the feelings or the beliefs around something that happened when we were 11 years old. It's not gone away. It's in there. So that is all that old stuff that the more you meditate, the more it comes up and out, right? And you want it to come up and out. So understand also that when we start to meditate consistently, so say you're doing 15 minutes 2 times a day, sometimes there's a lot of shit inside that has to come out. And sometimes it doesn't always feel so nice on the way out, right? You can start to feel like you're having those emotions again, or you can all of a sudden you're triggered by somebody that says something because it's connected to whatever that emotion is from way back. Just allow, rest, drink lots of water, try it, and just keep meditating. You will get through it. It has to come up and out because you don't want it to stay in there. It's all part of the process. So don't think that you're falling apart and that meditation is going to kill you, because it's not. It's helping you heal. So just stick with it, right? Oh, dear. And then increase intuition. I don't know, how are you guys for with your intuition and with your spirituality and that kind of stuff? Are you, is that something that you kind of focus on? Is that, because your intuition will increase. Your connection with self will increase. That's happening when you're doing that journaling, or when you're asking those questions, and then you have that visual, that thought, that journal note. That's happening because you've gotten into that balanced state of connecting with your higher self. You're opening up that channel. And that's why I say often, when you're just doing like your regular meditation, sit with your back supported and your head free, because your spine, this is your channel right here, right? So you want to keep this open so that you're connecting to source. You're connecting to the angel realm. You're connecting to your guides. You're connecting to your higher self. Whatever that is, you're connecting. So there's where you're going to get those visuals. You're going to get those thoughts, those words. And sometimes it happens when you're in a meditation. And sometimes for me, it's not even that it happens. I may get a thought on something because I want to know how do I do this, or what's my next step or whatever. And I may get a thought on that when I'm in meditation. But often it comes afterwards. So know and trust that your guides are always speaking to you in some way and sending you messages. Sometimes it can be, I don't know if this has ever happened to you. I've been thinking about something or whatever, and I'm not quite sure how to do this. And then I carry on and I forget about it and I carry on what I'm doing. And then I got a few minutes and I sit down and I look at my phone, and let's say I open up Facebook or YouTube, and this video pops up and I start watching it. And this video, the person in this video is answering the exact question that I just had. That is not a coincidence, right? So your guides, your angels, your everybody, they are talking to you all the time, right? So what am I'm just going to read some of the comments here. So Michelle says, I find when I meditate, I naturally curse less. Well, see, there you go. Well, because you're kind of coming from a kind of a beautiful place, right? So maybe you don't feel like you need to say the F shot as much. I don't know. But that kind of makes sense, right? Releasing that stress. That's beautiful. Then Michelle says, before meditating or before I had a relationship with my higher power, I had no intuition and made terrible choices. Yes, exactly. So, yeah, it's connecting to that intuition, connecting, reconnecting to that self so that we're making those decisions from this heart-centered place. And again, don't beat yourself up. Even when sometimes you take a step and it maybe didn't turn out like you thought it was going to. Don't beat yourself up. It's just a step. You just pivot and take a different step. It's okay. It's just when you're connected and when you're in that balanced state, you're able to see that step for what it is instead of going into that oh, woe is me, I did it wrong, I'm such a failure, and kind of beating yourself up. Just go, okay, well, that didn't work out like I thought it was going to, so now what am I going to do? And you're taking another step. But again, creating that connection and creating that balance within yourself helps you to stay out of that downward emotional spiral, right? That can kind of take us down there. So Delaney says, same, I could help and advise everyone. Well, yeah, but it sucked it for myself. Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah. And Michelle says, without meditation, there's little chance I would still be clean and sober today. It has changed and saved my life. Proud of you. Good job. Yeah, good job. Absolutely. 2 thumbs up on that one. And I totally agree. I totally agree. But you have to make that commitment, right? You have to make that commitment. And because it is all about healing ourselves, and you really can. So, I mean, for me, that was part of my journey. It was healing myself so that I didn't feel like that I was getting the life sucked out of me, right? All the time. And that I could feel like I could still show up for people in the world and be loving and caring and compassionate, and not judgmental and all of those kind of things, right? So it just really, really helps that we kind of find that healing space. And it's all about that, you know. I started out, before I left for Panama, I was like a corporate stress ball. It was not good. And I was sick, my back, my neck. I had a lot of pain problems and stuff like that. And I knew that those were stress related. And so that was kind of the start of my journey. And with meditation, I have healed that. I'm not taking, um, I used to take anti-inflammatories and nerve blockers and all of this stuff. And now I haven't taken any of that stuff in over 8 years. I honestly can't even tell you when the last time was I took like a Tylenol or an Advil, to be truthful. Um, so it's just really about being intentional on healing yourself. So when I go into a meditation, I use that. And not that I still don't have neck pain or back pain, I do, but I just go into my meditation and I pay it some attention and I send it a little love. What do you need from me today? Sometimes that pain and that healing just needs to be heard. It could be that emotion from when you were 5. And it's just about hearing it and saying, thank you, I send you love, and now I release you and let you go. And you may need to do that more than once, but it's really just about connecting and healing ourselves and in the best way that we know how. And meditation is a beautiful, beautiful way to do that. Sleeping better. Your sleep will improve. Yes, your sleep will improve. It has been scientifically proven. I can't name any scientists that have done that off the top of my head, but it is a beautiful thing. Your sleep will improve. And like I said, I'm not a nap kind of a person. Never really have been. And when I did have a nap, because I was just so tired, I would wake up grumpier than I was before I went to bed. Like I just not my thing. And then I never did, I'd maybe have plans. I'd think, well, I'll have a nap so I can carry on with whatever else I'm going to do. It never happened. I would never end up doing whatever it is I had to do because I had a nap. Now I feel shitty and I don't want to go out, you know? And, but whereas when I have a meditation, I am like, I feel like I've had that 2 hour nap, and it actually is what your body feels like too. That's the power of that 15 minutes, right? I remember my husband when I first started to meditate, and he actually noticed the difference in me, the difference in my appearance when I came out from a meditation. He's like, wow. Like he actually said, you look so refreshed. Like I was like, well, I'm feeling pretty refreshed. Thank you for that, you know, but yeah, it really, really does that. And again, that consistency, right? We want to stay with that consistency so that we stay in that beautiful balanced place. Michelle is saying waking up so much easier. Yes, exactly. When I first moved to Panama and I was stuck on that hamster wheel, that corporate world, you know, driving kids, picking this one up, dropping off, going to work, blah, blah, I was like, man, I just want to sleep until I'm done. I just want to sleep until I'm done sleeping. I always felt like somebody was always waking me up, that I never really got done. And yeah, that was meditation does that. I mean, I don't even think about it now. If I wake up at 4 in the morning and I'm wide awake, I just get up. Yeah, I just don't even worry about it. I'll do my meditation and then I'll get up. And then maybe I have I need a little second wind around 10 o'clock. I'll do my meditation at 10. And then I got 15 minutes. I'm powered up. I'm ready to go. Like I don't even think about sleep because I know that I can do, 15-minute meditation and feel like $1,000,000 and I'm going to get through it. And yeah, I might go to bed at 8 tonight, but I feel like $1,000,000 throughout my day. So it works. It works great. Um, yeah. And Michelle says these days I spring out of bed like a toddler. So excited for the day and all that it has to offer. So energized. Meditation is spiritual coffee. Exactly. I was watching a YouTube interview the other day, and this guy said it perfectly. Meditation is medication. It is in every sense of the word healing to our body, our mind, our spirit. It is just a beautiful thing. Delaney says she woke up at 6:30 today. I think it is my internal clock, and I was annoyed, but maybe it's meditation. There you go. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? That's kind of my internal clock too, is around 6:30. I just kind of, wake up and start to come to life. But I think it's great because I'm okay with that. Because I do my meditation and I'm not tired throughout the day. I just do my meditation again and I'm back, feeling like $1,000,000. And then what else have I got here? Spiritual growth, connection to higher self and source. That's absolutely another benefit of meditation. And it becomes your safe place within. You connect and are comfortable with sitting alone, but connecting to everything. And that's what you get there, because I've had some clients that that's what they say is they get in there and it's lonely and it's dark and it's almost scary to them to stay there for too long. You know what I mean? So instead of when you get into that, and that's why I maybe suggested the visualization, right? Visualizing for somebody who has struggles with that darkness, creating that beautiful space in your mind, just makes it comfortable to be there and to sit there. But yeah, it just, that continuous and consistent meditation just helps you to be comfortable with sitting with yourself and being alone. And sometimes some people have that problem, right? They have that, they don't like to be alone. They've always got to have people around, or they get bored, or they get into something that they shouldn't, or whatever, right? And so this just really kind of helps settle the nervous system, helps you relax so that you can kind of be in that beautiful place of balance and be comfortable with just being you. And when you're connecting to source and you're connecting to your higher self, and you're connecting to the angelic realm and all of this beautiful stuff. That's what I mean by when you get in there, you're comfortable with sitting alone, but connecting to everything. And so now all of a sudden it doesn't feel like you're alone, right? And then the one thing I guess the last thing I kind of wanted to touch on was, why not teach kids to meditate? I am just, one of the reasons that I moved back to Canada is when I left Canada, when my husband and I left Canada, we didn't have any grandchildren, and now we have three. So yeah, grandchildren change everything. And so now I wanted to be a little closer to them. And I really, I'm looking forward to spending that time and teaching them how to meditate. Because you think of us as children, how many times do you see a child that, you know, has a little freak out about something or whatever, right? They're just moving energy. That's all they're doing. They're just moving energy. And so, and oftentimes they don't know what to do with it, if it's anger or if it's fear, or, you know, they don't know what that is. They're still learning what that is, right? And so when they, you know, Billy just stole my toy and you're losing your poop, then maybe we just need to sit down and kind of come back to center. And just teaching them how to breathe and how to come into that quiet stillness is beautiful. Now, granted, little ones are not going to stay there as long as an adult, right? And often for little ones, if you're doing it with little ones, getting them to lie down is actually better for them to be able to keep their focus, right? And to just relax and come into that centered and balanced place. And there are some really good children meditations out there. I don't know if anybody has kids, or if you know someone that's maybe their kid is, you know, challenging and whatever. ADHD, right? Great thing for ADHD, to help just your body just to settle and help your body to balance and reconnect. And as children, spiritually, we are connected and stay connected to source, to our higher self, from the age of 0 to 7. After about the age of 7, we start to lose that connection because life is happening out inside of us. And unless we're in a family or in a situation where that's encouraged, but meditation can be a way for the kids to continue with that connection to their higher self and to their own self, to know what feels right, right? So yeah, if you know anybody that that would be good for, that's great. Just reading here in the comments, Michelle says body scan before bed so I don't accidentally wake myself back up. Oh, cool. Just an FYI, I am registered for an AA conference this afternoon beginning at 1, so I'll be late. Take a few minutes. Okay. Thank you so much, Virginia, for a beautiful Saturday. That's awesome. You're very welcome. Yeah. Yeah. So that's pretty much, I just wanted to kind of show up today, and I know everybody's got things to do. So yeah, I just wanted to show up, answer any questions. You know, I've created I will continue with these little webinars now and again to encourage people to meditate. There is a private Facebook group that as I do these with people, you're welcome to join that. And it's just all about meditation and stuff. I just started it, so, you know, you're probably the first people in there, but yeah, we just, you know, if you have questions, you need support around anything, by all means, let me know. I do have a meditation. I think I mentioned it earlier, healing and transformation through meditation. So if you are interested in anything in that, it's a 12-week mastery program. Starts off with 15 daily live meditation classes. So I'm kind of your accountability buddy to get you into that regular routine. And we start off slow and work up to that 15-20 minute a day mark. And then there is one 90-minute class a week for 12 weeks. The first half hour of that is all about a healing meditation. So I will guide you through a healing meditation. And then the last part of the class is just answering Q&A, any, you know, questions, struggles, challenges that maybe you might be going through. Each registrant would be gifted a meditation gift box. Unfortunately, I'm in Canada, so it's just only available in Canada, but I might be able to make arrangements if outside of that. And this is just gifted with some cute little things in there that will help with the healing meditations that I will be guiding you through, as well as just, some fun day-to-day stuff. And then the 12-week course also includes 3 30-minute one-on-one sessions with me. So it's, one a month basically to help you integrate this into your own life and how to kind of do that. And then creating a private community chat, kind of really more either on WhatsApp or Telegram or Messenger, whatever works good for, everybody in the class. So that is the course that I have going. It's for the 12-week program. It's $22.22 Canadian. That includes taxes or 2 payments of $12.22, and you get all of that good stuff in the 12-week program. I'm going to have the cart open on this up until Monday, March 29th. And then classes would be every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then, like I say, it would start off with the classes, a Zoom class every morning for the first 15 days to get us going. And then the teaching classes or the healing meditations and the Q&A would be Monday evenings at 7 p.m. And then we would do that for the 12 weeks. So if that is something that you would be interested in, shoot me a message or whatever. Yeah, you want some more information on that, Michelle?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I have your email addresses because you probably had to enter them in order to get the link. So what I'll do is when I send out this recording, I'll send out the information on the program as well. And if you're in, just reply back to my email. And, it's simple as I'll just send you off a PayPal invoice and we'll just set it up and make this happen.
That sounds great. I'm also interested in if you have any resources for kids for meditation, I'd be interested in that. My nieces are 4 and 6, and they have a lot of similar challenges to my sister, and I think they'd really benefit from it. So
nice, beautiful. Yeah, there is one that kind of tells a story. I'll forget the channel, but I'll look it up and I'll let you know that too for sure.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. So any questions or anything that I can help you with before we sign off today?
Just want to say thank you so much, Virginia. This is amazing. And it's such a beautiful Saturday. So thanks for being here with us.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes,
I agree.
I'm so grateful. Yeah, beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being here. I will get the recording sent out to everybody who registered. I'll send out the information for the 12-week program as well. And I will look for that link for the children. I will find that as well. And maybe I'll try and include that. Doesn't hurt to have that for everybody, right?
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much, ladies, for showing up today. It was beautiful to meet you both. And I look forward to seeing more of you soon.
Yeah, you
Sounds good.
All right.
The Facebook, Delaney. Nice to meet you, girl.
Nice to meet you too, Michelle.
Great. Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye now.
Bye.